Welcome to the HIIT Total Body Circuit. All you'll need today is a pair of medium hand weights. All right, grab your weights and let's begin our warm-up. All right, so we're going to start with arm circles forward. Ready, and let's begin. So getting about 8 reps here, big arm circles, starting to create some heat in the body. And let's go ahead and reverse. So reverse arm circles. And again, about 8 reps. And let's go ahead and transition to front jabs. A little rotation here. All right, moving on to walking lunges. So big step here, getting about 12 total reps. So good posture here, head in the center of the body, shoulders over the hips, knee alignment over the ankle. All right, take a breath and go ahead and grab your weights. Going to move on to 2 moderate intensity exercises using weights. First one is a squat bicep press. Here's your preview. And let's begin. Let's get about 10 to 12 reps here. So really sliding the hips back, squeezing the bicep muscle, and then pressing up to hit the shoulders. So we'll be doing 2 weight exercises here before we move into our first interval. So again, controlling the weight here. And just a couple more reps at your own pace. All right, let's move on to exercise number 2, a reverse lunge. Here's your preview. Big step back. Again, good posture, head alignment over the shoulders. Ready, and let's begin. Let's get about 10 to 12 reps here. So moderate intensity. This will be our last exercise before we move into our intensity interval. So at your own pace, 10 to 12 reps. And last one. All right, so go ahead and put your weights down, and we're going to get ready for our first intensity interval. Here's your preview. Get ready, and let's begin. So lateral shuffle, 35 seconds here, your top intensity. Really jumping high, dropping low. Your goal is max effort here. Coming in on 10 seconds, see if you can push a little harder here. All right, nice job. Go ahead and recover. So go ahead and grab a sip of water if you'd like, walk around, let the heart rate start to come down. And after our recovery here, we're going to move on to exercise number 3, which is going to be a tricep press back. So go ahead and grab your weights again. And let's get ready for our next preview. Okay, here's your tricep press back preview. Hinge from the hips. Arms reach up and back, and then come back to center. Let's begin. So really targeting those triceps here. Hinge from the hips, lift the arms back, and then come back to center. Getting about 10 to 12 reps. So really engaging the core as you come forward. So you really want to control the weights, avoid swinging, and really target the muscle. And just a couple more. All right, nice work. Let's move on. We're going to go ahead and move to a plank row. So come down to the floor. Now here's your preview. We're going to bring the shoulders and the hips, rowing right and left, keeping the body in a straight line. All right, ready, and let's begin. Let's get about 10 to 12 reps. And you want to keep the shoulders in alignment, the hips in alignment. Keep the elbow close to the body as you perform that row. Really engaging the core, dropping to your knees if you need to. So if you start losing form, just bring those knees down. So working the core, working the back muscles, those lats. And this will be our last moderate exercise before we do our second intensity interval. So let's go ahead and recover. And bring that right leg forward, hands behind the back, open through the heart. And now bring the arms press forward, stretch through that upper back. And let's go ahead and switch legs. So again, bring the hands behind the hips and open through the heart. And stretch the shoulder, bring the arm across the body, and just breathe. And other arm. And let's go ahead and put our weights away, getting ready for our next interval. This will be the same thing, a lateral shuffle. And here's your preview. Again, it's that lateral shuffle side to side for 35 seconds. Ready? And let's begin. All right, so seeing if you can work a little harder this time, your top effort. Drop high, drop down low, lift up high. All right, 10 seconds. Max effort here. All right, nice work. Let's recover. So just moving side to side, taking some long, slow breaths. And you can swing and wrap, letting that heart rate start to come down. And as we recover, let's add some knee taps here. So just tapping the knee right and left. At your own pace. All right. And let's move on to balance. So let's go ahead and lift that left knee. Reach those arms up, holding for about 20 seconds. And let's go ahead and transition to the other side. All right, take a breath in. So workout is complete. Don't forget to cool down and stretch.